Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siboga TV, which is your number one online political channel. And today we want to talk about William Samoei Ruto and the conflict he is having with the Gen Zs in the Republic of Kenya. And the Gen Zs are saying that William Samoei Ruto must go. What does that mean to the nation? And what is the interpretation of that? Does it mean that we need to vacate William Samoei Arap Ruto out of power? Or does it mean that we need to remove the mentality of William Samoei Arap Ruto and replace it with the mentality of William Samoei Ruto in action, in good faith, in building this nation? What does the Gen Zs mean? And what are those options mean to the nation? Because it is now persisting that the Gen Zs who are representing the people of this republic are actually undermined and are actually steadfast and saying Ruto must go. And what do these words mean? Are the Gen Zs telling Ruto that you must abandon and become a leader and leave those characteristic traits which betrays you as a person who is not ready to serve the Kenyans? Or are the Gen Zs meaning that Ruto must leave office physically? We are going to analyze all that. What will be the impact of William Samoei Ruto physically leaving power? Or what will be the impact of William Samoei Ruto actually being a William Samoei Ruto who is changed like Paul? If that is what the Gen Zs of this republic mean. Because it looks like the Gen Zs are not interested in any conversation with William Samoei Arap Ruto. But before we dissect all that, I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video thumbs up. Share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, always remember to smash the bell button. Because by smashing the bell button, you give YouTube a leeway to notify you so that you can watch any political content that we upload into YouTube. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to this YouTube channel, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly, because you are our inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. Now let us go back to the topic. The Gen Zs are saying Ruto must go. What is the impact of that? And what does that mean? Let us try to break down what that means. Does it mean that William Samoei Arap Ruto should vacate office physically and go home? Or does it mean that William Samoei Ruto must actually change his way of leadership and be a servant leader to this nation. Now, if William Samoei Ruto is actually expected to leave the seat of power fiscally, what will that mean to this nation? What is the impact of that? In our constitution, we know what is being provided by the constitution for William Samoei Arap Ruto to leave the seat of power, because our constitution provide that William Samoei Arap Ruto will actually leave power in three ways. The first way that William Samoei Arap Ruto can leave office fiscally is by resigning. And the impact of him resigning, that means he will hand over power to his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua. That is what is provided for. And that means we will remove William Samoei Ruto and force him to resign. And Rigathi Gachagua will come in to be the president of this republic. Is that what the Gen Zs need? That is a question we need to ponder about. Another way that William Samoei Arap Ruto can leave the seat of power is through impeachment. That the House of the Senate and the National Assembly must actually impeach William Samoei Arap Ruto. And if the majority, that means 2/3, will accept to impeach William Samoei Arap Ruto, then Ruto will go home. And also at that, the person who will take over is his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua. But if both William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua will be impeached and they both leave and go home, then the person who will take power is the leader of the National Assembly. That means the Speaker of the National Assembly will take office and become the president of this republic. Is that, again, what the Gen Zs want? That is another question we have to ponder about. And William Samoei Arap Ruto can leave office because of being incapacitated to lead the nation. So those are the provisions which actually can remove William Samoei Ruto from power. There is this what we always hear and what we always say as the people of Kenya, that the people of this republic can exercise their political right because all sovereignty belongs to them directly. But how can people come together and remove William Samoei Arap Ruto directly? It is not provided in our constitution. It is true that people can gang up and remove the leadership of the country because all power belongs to them. But how should that be if not through their representative? And that's why sometimes when it comes to that way of making the leadership to vacate, it becomes hard, and sometimes it might breed what we call chaos in the nation. Because that means if the people of power who are leaderless, who are tribalists, will come and say, we need to push out this government. There is no any mechanism on how they can install leadership into place. And that is why most of the countries which have tried the citizen to remove their leadership out of power, it ends up bringing chaos within that country because it creates a vacuum. And that vacuum becomes very difficult for it to have a replacement by the people because there is no mechanism. And that's why it becomes a bit difficult. So if the Gen Zs are saying Ruto must go, and they mean the fiscal way, that Ruto must vacate office fiscally and he must go home, the Constitution provides to what I have explained. And I've said that in any way that Ruto will leave office, as the Constitution provides, there is already somebody who will take that power forward until 2027. It is not like our old Constitution, where the deputy comes in and he calls for election within 90 days. But this Constitution of ours, it says that any person who is going to come in, that person is going to stay in power until 2027. And therefore, the question we have to ponder about, can we be able to remove William Samoei Arap Ruto from power fiscally, and then we don't need to replace him with either his deputy or the National Assembly Speaker? Who will be the person who will take the country forward? Can it make the country to collapse? That is another question we need to ponder about. Let us also look to another way. If the Gen Zs are saying Ruto must go, that means the state of mind of William Samoei Ruto, the way he has been reading, it should stop. And Ruto must come up to be a servant leader. That means Ruto must transform himself from the Ruto we know to the Ruto who is servant-oriented person. If that's what the Gen Zs are saying, that Ruto must go, that means Ruto must depict himself from the way he's reading now, and he gives himself a new form of leadership. This, if it is going to happen, and William Samoei Ruto hears the calls of the Kenyans, and he changes his behavior on the way he reads drastically, and he becomes a servant of the people, then that kind of change, that kind of transformation may actually change this country once and for all, and towards a good direction. Sometimes when I listen to the Gen Zs, I accept with that form of mentality with them that our leadership must change. Our leadership must be servant-oriented, and our leadership must always have action, not about words, but a situation where our leader will be able to provide what he promised to the people of Kenya when he was asking for leadership. For instance, William Samoei Ruto was saying that He will make sure that he is going to protect Mama Kiosik, Mama Mboga. He is going to protect those people who are of the lower cadre, the vulnerable in the society, by providing to them so that they can also grow up the ladder. They can uplift their living standards. If Ruto can be a person who said, I am going to change the healthcare sector such that no person will sell land so that he can get treated. No person can unable to take his child to school. So if William Samoei Arap Ruto will do all that, that means he change. He brings a change that will go hand in hand to what he promised to the people of this republic. Then Kenya will be the Kenya we want. If William Samoei Ruto will actually mean by words that corruption must be a thing of the past. And sometimes I feel that that is what the Gen Zs need. They need Ruto to transform himself as a leader. They need Ruto to make sure that he changes Kenya for good once and for all. So, if the Gen Zs mean that they really want to see really change in this nation, and that's why they are persistent with their protest, then the leadership of this nation must wake up so that they can bring the change that every person needs in this republic. And as I have said, I have tried to explain what will come out if Ruto will be forced out fiscally. And in most of the options, that is not what the Gen Zs want. They want a changed Kenya. They want servant-oriented Kenya. The Gen Zs don't want to see parliamentarians who are swimming in wealth, while the people who had brought them to the place they are anguishing in poverty. And they are actually splashing that behavior that show that they have everything they want, that they can misuse the public money the way they want. And that annoys the Gen Zs. They see somebody who they helped to get power to become a parliamentarian, driving a limousine, driving a car which cost that 5 million. Then they wonder, where has this person gotten the money? Why are we, the Kenyans, the common Kenyans, we are anguishing in poverty? So I feel that people are not understanding the Gen Zs. The Gen Zs might not be really interested in the fiscal removal of William Samoei Ruto out of power. They are interested a drastic change of reasoning, because they know that if they go for fiscal removal of William Samoei Arap Ruto out of power, it might drill us behind again. It might breed the ground, which nobody will want to see again. But the Gen Zs are interested to see action, to see changed leadership, to see leadership which feels the people of this republic. which sympathizes with the people of Kenya, which is working towards making Kenya a better place to live. Ladies and gentlemen, why or how do you interpret the Gen Z's voice call that Ruto must go? Two them want Ruto to go out of power physically. All do they want a transformed William Samoei Ruto in action, in taking this nation to a bright future? Please give or drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video thumbs up. Share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then it is good to request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to this YouTube channel, always make sure to smash the bell button, because that is the only way you give YouTube permission to notify you so that you can watch any political content that we upload into YouTube. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly, because you are our inspiration. You always make us to wake up and have this kind of political analysis. And with that, I say thank you so much. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political conversation. Goodbye.